welcome to the channel. I'm Naima, also known as Nay. You'll hear me called both depending on what video that you watch. And then of course we have my husband KB. If you're new to our channel, it's all things about just living. So it's a lot of camping, it's a lot of renovation videos because he likes to tinker with different projects. It's about being out and about and trying new areas and new spaces. And we just want y'all to come along for the ride. So yeah, so we are native Houstonians, raised in Houston, and a lot of the content that you're gonna see is not just gonna be about Nashville, it's gonna be about places all over that we get to travel to. We love trying new things, we love meeting new people, and we're excited to have you guys along for the ride. Can't forget about the world famous Remy. So that's our dog. He's a pit bull pointer mix, and you're gonna see him here and there in a lot of the videos. He's a lot of fun. He loves to come along camping with us as we take out our fifth wheel. It's something that we've had for the past 3 years, and so you'll get to see a little bit of that and a little bit of him as he enjoys the camping life. Or you got the pistachio. Yeah, I got the
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel.
Good afternoon or good evening, depending on when you watch this.
That's normally my life.
I actually got that from one of my professors because they always say that in our videos. Whatsies?
We're in Houston, Texas.
H-Town.
As you can tell from the drive, or maybe not. We came home for
The last time. For a while. I'm sorry, I'm full of, y'all gonna get what you get from me today. This is where I'm at with things.
Well, our niece asked us to come in for her graduation party, and I was asked to DJ her graduation party. In case you didn't know, it's one of my hobbies. Excuse my bouncing all over the place with this camera here, but took the long drive straight through from Nashville in. I'm gonna switch this over.
Ooh, you get to be very close to my face. Ooh, sugars. Sorry, y'all. I don't have our extender, our stick, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Anywhoosie, Whatsies came into town. Our niece graduated last weekend, so I was here for that. KB was coming back from Virginia, so he didn't get a chance to be here, but came back for the graduation party. And despite the fact that there was a storm, it was a good time. It was a party, you know?
Yep, had a good time. Got to DJ for her. That's what was her request, and I, like I said, it's one of my hobbies. One of the things I like to do in my spare time. Not really for hire or anything, just to kind of play around and, you know, genres and stuff like that. So it's entertaining to me, lining up the beats per minute and all that other stuff that goes along with that. So it was a great time. Enjoyed it.
Sure. This might be a short little clip because my arm hurts. Yeah, so today we are gonna do a little bit of running around. There's some things that we want to pick up that we can't seem to get other places like Tennessee, and I don't know if we'll find it in Virginia. There's certain seasonings and things like that that we like to use that we can get them in Texas, so this is a good time for us to stock up on them before we move up.
HEB!
Not even just HEB, Fiesta. Fiesta is where we get the curry powder and all the stuff that we use, the brand that we use. So we're gonna do that. Also, we may be able to stop in and see a friend of ours a little bit later. We're trying to decide if we're gonna get on the road and kind of do put in 5 hours today and stop in Louisiana like we typically would, or if we're just gonna gun it all the way back home tomorrow. So we're both off tomorrow, but I have some calls in the afternoon for my doctoral work I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on this channel, but I'm finishing up that degree, and so I've got some calls tomorrow. And I am unfortunately not a person who can take, computer-based stuff in the car. I get motion sickness, so I can't really do any of that. Recording this video is actually a challenge, but any whoosy whatsies, we need to be back in Tennessee or somewhere where I can have consistent internet by late afternoon. So we'll decide. We'll try to figure it out. Rim Dog may make an appearance a little bit later. He got to go to his favorite little boarding facility out here just for the night. They're great. The owners are absolutely great, and they always kind of request him if we're in town. So he got to go there last night. So we'll pick him up and we'll see where else the day lands. But when we head back to Tennessee, we've got a couple of days in Tennessee, a few days, probably till midweek. And then we are on the road again to Virginia.
This is true.
Got anything else you want to add from
Yes.
Alfonso?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Do us a solid as you take this little journey with us. Don't know where it's going to land. Right now, we're headed to go see my grandmother. Hit that thumbs up button.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And
We'll
if
see
you
y'all
haven't,
soon.
subscribe. All right, guys, we made it to grandmother's house, and there was a very, very special moment that happened that I really just want to capture selfishly for myself to look back on in the future. My grandmother and my wife decided to make a bread that is delicious. It's a cultural thing, I guess you would say. It's called a bake, and to see them make this together really, really warmed my heart. It's an opportunity that I don't know how many of these we will have in life, but very grateful for that opportunity that they got to do this, and always have this as a memory to look back on.
So made it to Nashville. Today's drive wasn't bad. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I preferred the stretch between Nashville to Louisiana or Louisiana to Nashville or whatever, which seems crazy because y'all all know I don't like to drive. Today's drive wasn't terrible. Left at 5:15, 5:20 this morning, which is a little bit lighter out, so that's always helpful for me. And I was rolling for probably the first 3.5 hours, and that's when we started to hit a pretty big patch of rain. And with that patch of rain, it was kind of that bright outside, a lot of rain, very heavy. You can't see. That moment when you got to turn your music down because you're like, ooh, I got to focus. That is what I hit off and on for a good 2.5 hours. All the while, everybody else in the car was asleep.
All right, so we are back in Nashville. I have picked up the camper. We are loading up fuel from E. So y'all pray for me because we're going to see how this goes. But good, safe trip back. Went, picked her up, hooked her up, and now we're going to head back to 7 Points, where I was lucky enough to find a camp spot for the week. So we're going to be there for a few days, and then we are going to start making plans for what the final week looks like. If I have it my way, we're going to camp, but Naeem and I are going to talk through that, make some plans, and let you guys know when we know. But just want to let you know we're hooked up, we're set up. We got some little work to do. I got some things to figure out on the camper because there is a little sewer smell that I smell on the exterior. I don't smell it on the interior. So I need to find out what is happening and what's going on. But I'm going to empty out my bay when I get there and try to figure it out. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Still here? Hit that thumbs up button for the video for me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and join our travels. In case you guys didn't notice, we bought a little Hyundai Elantra, as I call it a scooter, because we literally use it to get around town. And as much as we've been driving back and forth from Virginia to Nashville, and from Nashville to Texas, it's just a little, gas saver that we can use. Naima has a lease. Her vehicle's a lease. My truck is meant to tow this fifth wheel behind me. And when we're not doing that, it just seems like pointless miles and pointless fuel costs that I'm enduring. So with that scooter, it helps us to minimize costs. The math for me driving to where, and this is based off of Nashville, not Virginia. In hindsight, I should have done it in Virginia, but the decision was made to purchase this vehicle before accepting this job in Virginia. And then we kind of see how things played out to decide if we were actually going to go forward with it. And it just made sense with the transportation. But between the note on that vehicle and filling that thing up weekly as normal, it's still about, $250 to $280 less than filling this up every week for me to go back and forth. But I say all that to say, we just took that thing to Texas down and back. And I didn't spend half of the fuel that it cost me to just fill this thing up today. So fuel prices are ridiculous. Is it going to stop us from camping? No. But, man, these prices are ridiculous. We're going to still get out and have fun and do our thing. We're going to make smart decisions. Maybe not book it all the way across the country, and we don't really do that anyway. We may hop 3 or 4 states, but that's about it. But I just wanted to say, man, these prices are terrible. But about to pull up to 7 points. We will be there shortly. Get set up. All right, guys, we made it to our spot. We're set up, not really ready to go, but set up. Naima's inside taking a call for some doctoral stuff. And I am trying to figure out, if you remember I mentioned earlier, there is a sewer / maybe gas smell coming from my camper. It's not on the inside, it's on the exterior of the camper. And it's right around this spot right here. It is really strong, especially when I lean my head in right here to this area. And I don't know what it is. I am emptied out my bay. I pulled every single thing out of that bay that I could get out of there. Make sure I felt the floor. It was dry. Nothing's wet. My sewer for this camper is located on the opposite side of the camper. I don't smell anything over there at all. The only thing I didn't do was lay on the ground and get on the underbelly, but I went into the camper. I don't smell anything. I laid on the floor of the camper in the bedroom where this smell is the most strongest. I laid on the floor there and I don't smell anything. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm about 2 seconds away from calling a tech, but I'm gonna just keep trying to play around. And I opened up everything, emptied out everything, nothing there. I realized I need to go get rid of some of this junk that's in there, but other than that, I don't know. So I gotta figure that portion out. We are finally set up and we're gonna get some dinner going. I got frustrated because the smell, I couldn't figure out what's going on there. So clear warning to everybody, if you camp and you see us and you come up and you speak, you want to be friends. So we're gonna be friends. So if anything comes up, if I have any issues or anything that I need to brainstorm, troubleshoot with somebody, you are that somebody. You've been warned. So my neighbor, who's been talking to me since we pulled up, from the time that I was trying to, oh, there is a deer over there. From the time that I was trying to back the camper in, he even helped me back it in. Normally it would irritate me, but these spaces are so tight and I didn't have to keep getting out the car, so I let him do his thing. But anyway, he decided to be part of the solution. So I bugged him, asked him, what does he smell? Because for me, it was either gas or it was sewer. And we both agreed it was sewer. Anyway, to say I went to go get a, and I'm also talking to you too because you didn't know what happened with it. I went to go get a, well, first of all, I stepped away because whenever I get frustrated, I like to step away from the situation. And that's how these lights came into play. I stepped away, went to Harbor Freight, found these lights, bought 2 sets of 24 foot lights. I think there's 24 lights on each bulb. I think I don't on each thing. I don't know for sure. Or maybe it's 12. I'm not sure.
No, so it's definitely not 24 on each string.
It's 12 on each, spread out over 24 feet. I believe is what it is. Anyway, so I did 2 of them. I could have possibly done a third, but I don't see where I would have hooked and connected the third on that back side. But anyway, all that to say, I stepped away and I was coming back in and I said, okay, we're at a state park. I'm sure people have came by and says, hey, I'm a technician. I work on RVs and campers and whatnot, and I live right down the road. So I stopped to ask them, is that true? And they said yes. And 7 Points Campground, so helpful. They were like, look, we had a similar issue. And they were like, before you go spend couple $100 to have a technician come out here, try this one thing. Let me grab this and I'll tell you what that one thing is. What she said to try was to put a solution in the gray tank, because the gray tank vents, or I don't know if she said the gray tank vents or all of the tanks vent, but either way, she said that it would be a good idea to try that before you pay somebody to come out, and it's something simple, because they're all saying it sounds like my tanks, and I'm like, it can't be my tanks because I don't have anything coming from the area of my tanks. And then I called my buddy John to kind of see if he ever experienced anything like that, and he reminded me that the tanks vent on the roof. And so with it venting on the roof, I went, is it falling down?
All sorts of debris in there.
You know, I'm like, is it falling? Is it coming out and falling down? Is it doing whatever? And then I was reminded that those fumes, those gases in the air are heavier than air. So of course it's probably falling down. I'm not a science guy, but somebody was that gave me that advice. And so I put the solution that the lady at the front desk put together for me. If it works, by the time this video come out, you will know. And I will put it in the description of the formula of what she uses on her tanks, and when she was in a similar situation, that helped to get rid of that smell. So far, I have put that in there, and surprise, surprise, when I stand in this area where I was smelling it, there's no scent of it, none of that whatsoever. So end up being a really, really, really good solution. We'll find out if it doesn't come back any other time, especially when I move the camper, because it could have been just the fact that we've been sitting still so long as well. But made us some burgers, patties, so I'm going to put them on the grill. It's going to be our dinner.
Use regular bread because why buy 2 things?
Why buy 2 things? I like it.
Burn your
I know I
hand.
keep saying this, but I just want to point out this is starting to be a long video, longer than I usually do. And we're just doing our old normal boring stuff. So if you're here,
It's not boring.
and you're watching this, I say boring, they say it's not boring, and you're watching this, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything at all. Just some time to subscribe. If you're watching on TV, here's a little trick. You press the arrow down button and scroll to the right. Salute. Arrow down button, scroll to the right, and you will see the like button and the subscribe button that you can match there.
How y'all doing? Good.
What I like about these lights is it keeps those bugs away from the door. So I just turn on the light in front of the bed. So we have light there, and then strung these lights.
I love that we have this exact box of lights.
Yes.
Hey, but also you should have got another set because when we move into the house, I want you to do that
Patio?
the patio.
That'd be cool. And we got one at the bottom. The top one we can't. We can do it on the top.
You know what would be really cool too is maybe even to do like some drapes. White drapes. I have a couple of visions. Also, I'm going to show you the rug that we're ordering.
I was going to put out our rug on this floor, but
It'd be great because then I have to let Rim Dog come out. But
then it's so wet and muddy out here.
I just feel bad that he's stuck in there even in the car out there.
I forgot he was in there.
Where were you sitting when you have the 3 bars?
Right here. I had put it inside that.
I just want to be able to not call. I mean, I have to be. I'm working.